Hello and welcome. We are here at Public Media Network. For tonight's show, we will have our special guests from Pretty Lakes Camp. Please stick around. We will be right back. Hello, my name is Svetlana Stone. You are watching Spotlight in a Zoo. Thank you for being here. We are pleased to have Eric Whibley, Pretty Lake CEO, and Rob Atkins, Pretty Lake board member, here tonight to talk about how their organization provides life-changing experiences through free summer camp and experiential learning. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, yes. To our show. We are pleased to have you here. How was your day?
Oh, mine was wonderful.
It was wonderful?
Excellent.
That's great. Eric, I would like to ask you. We learned that Pretty Lake Camp was established in Kalamazoo in 1916. Could you please share with us, what is Pretty Lake Camp?
Well, as you mentioned, it was established in 1916, and our founder was Edward Desenberg. And Pretty Lake Camp is a place where we can bring kids from the inner city, kids who are at risk, and bring them out to camp for free. We tear down all barriers so they don't have to pay for transportation, food, clothing, anything. And we bring them out for a week of summer activities.
Oh, this is wonderful. And how they can apply the kids for this services? How does that happen?
So each year we put out a registration to the schools, and they assist us, the public schools and even private schools assist us in identifying kids who have needs. And they will go online and apply at prettylakecamp.org and register there.
You know how many kids can go through your camp throughout the year or maybe the season?
So our summer camp goes anywhere from 700 to 800 kids.
Wow.
So we've served 70,000 kids over the last 100 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you mentioned that you strive to remove all barriers preventing youth from attending Pretty Lake Camp. Mm-hmm. So how you do this?
Well, we do it with the help of the community. We consider ourselves a community camp. We need financial support from the community, so we do it through donations. We have an endowment with the Kalamazoo Foundation, and we have private donors, and we also generate some of our own revenue through retreating. We rent out our location throughout the year. So we have retreating, leadership training, conferences, any way that we can collaborate and come together to generate enough revenue to continue to provide this service.
This is wonderful. So basically you share your story with potential donors.
Absolutely, and it's a wonderful story, so we receive a lot of support. That's how we've gone all of these years with never missing a summer, through wars, through depressions, through anything. We've always provided this service.
And what is the focus of your camp?
Well, first it's a free summer camp,
right.
But then we teach some skills like swimming and social emotional learning and leadership skills. But we also focus on education. Recently we've really taken a turn towards involving our reading and also having some journaling and teaching kids to cope with different types of coping skills.
That's great. Thank you very much. And Rob, could you please tell your story and what is your role in Pretty Lake Camp?
I've been involved with Pretty Lake Camp since 2000 as a volunteer, and currently serving on the board, chairman of the board. My main role is to not only volunteer but promote camp throughout the community. So I volunteer time not only to help with camp but also to work on our fund development, because we are the community's camp, and we everything we provide is through very generous donations. So we do a lot of efforts to continue building our fund development so we can continue this great thing that we do for our children.
That sounds amazing. And how people can connect with Pretty Lake Camp, and what can community do to help to support your mission?
The first thing we do is we love to invite people out to camp. They really need to see the property, our facilities, and even when there's times when camp's in session, come see what we do with the youth. But that's our first thing, is come out to camp, see what we're all about. And it's really just volunteering. That's how I started. I just showed up and caught wind they had some need, My focus has been to help with the facilities, and I've been doing that ever since. So it's just really giving time, and we have a lot of opportunities for a wide range of things to volunteer at camp.
So, and how can volunteer find out information about you?
Go to our website. That's probably the easiest way, and contact, and people can call and find out what opportunities are available to help. It's really easy.
Do you know how many volunteers you have?
Oh my gosh. We have so many groups that have continued to support camp through various ways. Number-wise, I can't even guess.
1,000.
At least.
Corporate
yes.
volunteers as well.
Yeah. So we are definitely a communities camp.
That's great. So thank you for being here with us today. We will learn more about From Pretty Lake right after the short break. Thank you for watching us. Please stick around. We will be right back.
My name is Sandy Bremer, and I'm a guest host today. And I also have another great friend with me. This is Jeremy Koch from Farmers Alley Theater, and we're here today to talk about a book called Frog and Toad Are Friends.
The book club started out with a tribe called Bliss, and it was about a year ago that I started this journey on Facebook, building my business organically through social media. And so I put on Facebook that I was going to read this book, and one of my friends, Takesha Johnson, she's a local here, she said, "Wendy, why don't you have a book club?" And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds fun."
When I first heard Jan say, "We're going to have a book group," I thought, that's not for me. And here I am, loving every time we get together.
And she's our leader.
Yes, she is. An excellent leader. Yes.
When we decide who's going to come into the book club, which we haven't had a new member in a while, everybody has to agree on it, because you have to be comfortable. Because if somebody's going to shut down because they don't feel comfortable sharing their information with someone, then we don't want that to happen and change the dynamics of what's going on.
We do have the motto, whatever happens in book club stays in book club.
Okay, I love it. And I love you guys. Now, what happens at the book clubs? What do you guys do? You mentioned
What
food
happens
before.
at book club
stays at book club. I'm hearing that by so many different clubs. So many different clubs. We're having an amazing time with Marywood Place Book Club. We're having fun here on the scene, but we have to get right back to your current books. You have Ruby is one of the books you're reading, and we'll talk about the last one later, but tell us about Ruby.
Welcome back to Spotlight in a Zoo. For those of you who just tuned in, we are here at Public Media Network with Eric Wimbley, Pretty Lake CEO, and Paul Vakhtavin, Pretty Lake Hospitality Director. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And we would like to learn more about Pretty Lake Camp and activities and program you support. Paul, I would like to continue with you. Could you please share your story and what is your role in Pretty Lake Camp?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to. So my role at Pretty Lake Camp is as the hospitality director. So I basically manage all our facility rentals, retreat programs, those types of client relations that come to us. I've been involved with Pretty Lake only for about 5 months as an employee. I've been very involved in the community as a whole, the Kalamazoo community as a whole, for quite a long time. So I'm involved with other nonprofits, and I'm really happy to bring those connections to Pretty Lake with me as we continue to build collaboration across the nonprofit industry. So that's one of my roles at Pretty Lake, is to kind of build those relationships.
And you told that you have been with the organization for 5 months. What kind of impact have you seen with the youth that attended the camp?
That's a great question. I came on in the middle of summer camp, so I really got to learn firsthand what was going on and see a lot of the social emotional learning that was taking place. And because I've been so involved in the community, prior to my employment with Pretty Lake Camp, I was able to hear just by the Pretty Lake Camp's reputation about the impact. And because Pretty Lake's been operating for over 100 years, the impact is, you really can't measure the impact. It's massive.
It's wonderful. Can you share like any story or something about the
kids?
Well,
I don't have a lot of firsthand experience with the kids. So my role is really to rent out our facilities. We have meeting space, we have a retreat center, and so I don't have a lot of firsthand experience with the kids, with the youth, but a lot of my coworkers are the ones, and like Eric here, who are really hands-on with the youth.
That's wonderful. And Eric, I heard that during your youth days, you attended the camp. Could you share your personal experience with Pretty Lake and how it feels, you know, attending when you were young and now you're CEO? How do you feel about this?
Well, I can tell you how I feel about it. I'm not going to tell you how many decades ago it was.
Oh, okay.
But, camp to me, the experience was amazing because I went there as a very shy youth who had some needs that were immediately met by camp.
How old were you?
I was 10 years old. And that got me hooked. I went there as a non-swimmer, a person who had not been in the woods very often. I came back as a very strong swimmer, which was very important to members in our community since we have so many lakes. But I really came back with a newfound optimism and strength and hope and really just some feelings that helped me socially fit in. And also I came back with a lot of friends and a lot of good memories.
So how they train you to swim? You said you came in not a good swimmer and then get out of the camp almost a champion, you know? Is it like in the lake, in the nature, how they train you?
Well, we have a swimming program.
Right.
The swimming program is key there. As a matter of fact, when I graduated from high school and went on to college, I went back and I worked there as a staff member, as a lifeguard. And I worked there as a counselor. And we have many opportunities to develop people from the age of 9 or 10 all the way up through people that we're employing in the community and teaching them how to be better community members and teaching them how to give back to their community. So I sought all of those opportunities, and I learned to do that from being at camp and seeing just so many different opportunities presented in front of me that I didn't know even existed.
And what kind of opportunities and events happen throughout the year?
Well, throughout the year, well, let's go back. It's interesting because when I went to camp, camp was only open for 10 weeks of the year, and then we shut the entire place down.
Right.
We've developed such a unique program that we can go year-round. We do leadership training, we do team building, we have conferences, as Paul mentioned. But in the next coming weeks, we are going to build an indoor ropes course facility so we can continue to do that even in the wintertime. It'll be a high ropes course, 20 feet in the air with obstacles and team building opportunities. And it's a revenue generating piece, and all the revenue that we generate goes to supporting our summer camp. But really it's also an opportunity to bring the community together year round at Pretty Lake because it is a must-see. Camp itself is a must-see location.
That's wonderful. And could you remind our viewers how they can find information about your organization?
PrettyLakeCamp.org.
And do you have a Facebook page?
We do.
You do. So people can get information on
yes,
Facebook. Yes,
absolutely. They go on Pretty Lake's Facebook. And Paul may be able to tell you more about that. I'm not sure.
So thank you so much for being here with us today. And I really enjoy this time to know you and learn about your organization. Is there anything you would like to mention that we might missed?
No, thank you for having us, and we would love to see you out to camp and see you out to camp and everyone here. Come out and visit us.
Oh, that's great. We'll do. We'll do. So, well, this concludes this month's edition of Spotlight in a Zoo. If you want to know more about Pretty Lake Camp, check out this information below. And if you know someone or would like to be on our show, please contact the Public Media Network. Thank you for being here with us tonight, and see you next time.